The Jewish calendar, how it differs from the Gregorian calendar is that, well, we have different names for the months, so they might sound, different. The Jewish calendar is really, based on the lunar calendar, and so the month starts with the new moon. So every time there's a new moon, so that means you don't see the moon in the sky because it's dark. It's called a dark moon. And then when you see the first slither of the moon, we call it the new moon. Here, the moon is new. This is the new month. And so the calendar is very much, let's say, earth-based. You could just look up at the sky and know approximately where in the month you are.
So the idea behind Magal is to have a calendar that brings together both an artistic element, to have a beautiful image art piece that was created specifically for the Jewish month by a Jewish European artist, and bring together in terms of content many things that show the past of Jews who lived in Europe and all the radical contributions that Jews have brought to European culture at large, and also highlight the present, because Europe is still a place that we call home for many of us Jews living there, and will continue to be a place where Jews bring a lot to the local culture and create art and thoughts and radical projects. So it's a project that is both looking at the past, but also radically turned towards the future.
Marking time is very, very important. This is why we have Shabbat on Friday, etc. We're marking time. So in the calendar, we have included these sort of, holidays that are maybe a bit more familiar to everyone, but also we're including dates that pertain to specific people and specific historical moments in Europe that we find important, that we want to highlight. So one of the days that, for example, we're including that is not a person is the first queer European kollel. And a kollel is usually a place for learning for married men. And so it's quite radical that there's a kollel that's open to women, to non-binary folks, etc. So the first kollel of such a kollel to exist on the European continent, we've decided we want to mark that date.
So we picked the name Magal because of the centrality of the circular aspect of time in Judaism, right? Magal means a circle. But there's also a little story behind the name, which is that there's a very famous character in the Talmud called Roni Amagel, Roni the circle drawer. And he's a very famous character who draws the circles and stands inside and sort of enters in a conversation with God, in which he sort of has a lot of chutzpah, a lot of strong will against God. So it's a character I really like, and also a trailblazer in a way. So I think it was a very appropriate name for our calendar. Regarding the artists, we really wanted artists who could identify with the project of a Jewish radical European calendar. So all our artists are Jews based in Europe who feel a personal connection with the project and with the month that they've decided, like each artist decided which month they wanted to illustrate. And we try to have artists working in as many fields as possible, to also have diversity, not only in terms of content, but also in terms of art. Some of them are professional artists whose work has been in exhibits around the world. Some of them are our friends who have like a regular job and do arts on the side. So there's a wide variety of types of art and of types of artists. But the thing that unites them is that they're all Jews who live in Europe.
In the calendar, we've also included, and also on the website, by the way, we've included blurbs by the artists about their artwork. And not because we believe that art needs explanation, but because of the process that the artist went through, thinking of the month, going through the themes of the month, what it means to them personally, and then towards the artwork. So the blurbs won't be an explanation of the artwork per se, but it will offer us some insight into the maybe spiritual and artistic process of the artists, and as such they contribute to the calendar because they contribute to our worldview, or our sort of the window through which we can see that month.
I think the calendar is relevant for anyone, any Jew or non-Jew who has European roots, because it speaks about the past of Jews who were born in Europe but who then also moved to other places, being the US, being Israel, being South America, Australia, So I think it's relevant. It's also relevant to non-Europeans.